Mount Cedarville was a small town. One main street, one diner, one little schoolhouse with peeling paint and broken windows. For years, the townsfolk dreamed of fixing it, but money was always short. So when a state competition offered a large grant for schools, the whole town rallied together. Hopeful tone. The kids painted signs. Parents baked pies for fundraisers. Neighbors met late into the night planning presentations. On the day of the contest, the town hall was packed. Everyone held their breath as the results were read. And the winner is Cedarville. Cheers shook the room. People hugged, cried, clapped each other on the back. For the first time in years, hope filled Cedarville. Gentle shift. The prize was $500,000, enough to rebuild the school. The mayor, Mr. Thomas, promised to manage the funds carefully. "This is for the children," he declared, hand over heart. The crowd applauded. But weeks passed, and no construction began. The paint still peeled, the windows stayed broken, and whispers began to spread. Mary was a retired teacher who wrote a small column for the local paper. She wasn't a professional journalist, just a woman with a notebook and curiosity. She asked the mayor at a town meeting, "When will the renovations start?" He smiled. "Soon, very soon." These things take time, but his eyes darted to the side, and his voice trembled just a little. Suspicion builds. Mary started digging. She spoke with the school board. They hadn't received a cent. She checked public records. Nothing about the grant was posted. Finally, she asked a clerk at the county office. The woman leaned close and whispered, "The money was transferred, but not to the school's account." Mary's heart skipped a beat. "Then where?" she asked. The clerk hesitated, glanced around, and whispered, "To Mayor Thomas's personal account." Mary's pen froze over her notebook. She knew she had found something big, but also dangerous. Emotional build. That night, she couldn't sleep. Her mind raced with questions. Should she tell the town? Would they believe her? Or would they turn against her for accusing a man they trusted? She stared at her typewriter, the blank page waiting, and finally she began to write. Strong, tense tone. On Friday, the Cedarville Gazette hit the doorsteps. The headline read, "Where did the school money go?" Inside, Mary laid out everything: the missing funds, the records, the whispers from the clerk. She didn't accuse outright, but she asked the question everyone was afraid to ask. Why is there no money for our school? Public reaction. By evening, the diner buzzed with talk. Neighbors leaned over coffee cups, voices low but urgent. Some defended the mayor, others demanded answers. That Sunday, the church steps were filled with people, murmuring about corruption. Finally, at the next town hall, Mary stood up, notebook in hand. Her voice shook, but she spoke clearly. "The records show the funds went to your account, Mayor Thomas." "Do you deny it?" The room fell silent. The mayor's face flushed red. He opened his mouth, closed it again. And in that silence, the truth was louder than any words. Confrontation. People began to shout, "Give it back! That money is for our children!" The mayor tried to speak, but his words were drowned out. For the first time, his power slipped, and the people of Cedarville stood together. Resolution tone. Under pressure, the mayor resigned within weeks. An investigation confirmed Mary's story. The funds were returned, every penny. That spring, construction began on the new school. The smell of fresh paint and the sound of hammers filled the air. Children laughed as they watched walls rise where old bricks had crumbled. And Mary, she became the town's voice, not because she was loud, but because she was brave. Reflective, wise tone. Cedarville learned a lesson. A community is strong when they stand together. Lies fall apart when people refuse to stay silent. Justice doesn't come from one person alone, but from neighbors, united. Ending 1. Community. At the school's opening, Mary cut the ribbon with the children. The crowd cheered, not just for a building, but for truth. Ending 2. Reflection. Mary sat on her porch with Ellen, sipping tea. Ellen smiled and said, "You gave us back our voice, Mary." Mary shook her head softly. "No." We found it together. Ending 3. Justice. The mayor, disgraced, moved away. But the town carried on, stronger, wiser, unwilling to be fooled again. Warm, inviting tone. What would you have done if you were in Mary's place? Would you have spoken up or stayed quiet? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you enjoy powerful, true-to-life stories with lessons worth remembering, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next one.